Hey guys, so it's the week after Easter, and in my accountability group this month, we have been chatting a lot about living with an all or nothing mindset, especially around food, and why it is so freaking frustrating to try and be healthy and then feel like every single weekend is another chance for us to forget everything that we promised ourselves and throw everything out the window and overindulge, and then we're in this like constant cycle of falling on and off the wagon. Hey Julia, what's up girl? And I wanted to make a video about it because this is a topic that has been very much on my mind, especially since I've been doing this Ultimate Reset 21-day plant-based cleanse program. So my life has pretty much revolved around food for the last few weeks. It has been super eye-opening. I have loved this experience. That being said, I cannot wait to be done, you guys. I only have 3 days left and I can't wait. I can't wait. I just want some decaf coffee and some wine. But anyway, if you watch to the end of this video, I'm really excited to give you a chance to work together one-on-one for free. But I really wanted to chat about what it means to have an all or nothing mindset around food, why we live in extremes, why we struggle, and how to pull ourselves out of the struggle. So if you're watching live, hey Jamie, hey Carrie, feel free to say hi and leave me comments or ask me questions because I love hanging out with you guys. So here is the thing. I keep hearing women, especially women who come to me or who I see on Instagram, or women who are trying to be fit and healthy, say this sentence: I will always struggle with food, or food is going to be a lifelong struggle. Like, seriously, girl? Seriously? Food is always going to be a struggle for you? Like, do you really want to burden yourself with that for the rest of your life? Like, here's the thing. First of all, you guys, this is some tough love real talk. We get to decide our struggles. We get to choose what we're struggling with. Like, yes, sometimes you will go through really heavy struggles like financial struggles or the death of a loved one or relationship struggles. But even then, you get to choose how you react to the situation. And so when we say we're struggling with food, we're just giving all of our power away because we're giving food all the power. And we're saying that we're in this relationship with food and food is controlling us and we don't have control over our own emotions and our own choices. And like, that is totally not true. So first of all, put your big girl pants on, get out of the victim mentality, and realize that we're in complete control of the reality that we're creating for ourselves. We create this reality based on the stories that are in our head. So if you're telling yourself the story that you struggle with food, or you struggle with your weight, or you struggle with your self-confidence or your self-esteem or your relationships or your relationship with yourself, then guess what? As long as you're telling yourself that story, you're going to create that reality for yourself. So the longer you tell yourself you're struggling, the longer you're going to struggle. So the fastest way to stop struggling with something is to just declare that you're done and say, I am not struggling with food anymore. I'm letting go of this struggle. And it doesn't mean you're letting go of your power. It means that you are claiming your power, really. So that is just something that I think all women need to hear, because I have struggled with food in the past. I have always been kind of an all or nothing person. So I know this because the women who are attracted to me are just kind of all or nothing women. And it's because they care really deeply and they take themselves seriously and they want to be successful and they're driven and they're ambitious and they're talented and they are successful. But here's the problem. When we live in this world of extremes where life is this all or nothing thing and our relationship with food is either all healthy all the time or all unhealthy all the time, and we're just seeing things in black and white a little too harshly, and really life happens in the middle when you feel like you're a hot mess and you probably feel like you're struggling, to be honest. Like, that is when life happens, that is when growth happens, that is when change happens. So if you're trying to change something for the positive, like you're trying to make positive changes with the way you eat, the way you work out, with your weight, with anything. I'm specifically talking about food right now, but this can relate to anything in life. When you're trying to make a positive change, you're not going to go from point A to point B. Like, we don't live in Harry Potter world. We cannot apparate. Like, I wish I have tried, but you can't apparate from point A to point B. In order to get to point B, you're gonna have to go through the hot mess. And, you know, it's gonna be messy. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna feel like you're failing. But what I have learned is that when we release this all or nothing mindset, we realize that failure and success really are not mutually exclusive. You know, failure is on the way to success. It's kind of like the GRE. So if you've ever taken the GRE, you know that it's, oh man, it is a bitch, because the better you do, the harder the questions get. And so it's like this mind trick where you feel like you're sucking and failing, but it really means that you're doing a really good job. Same thing with everything in life. Like, the harder you think it feels, the closer you are to your breakthrough. So stop giving up on yourself when things get hard. Lean into it, give yourself some perspective and some grace, and release your tight control freak grip on this outcome and trust that it'll come when you are ready and when the time is right. So I have always been a perfectionist and an all or nothing girl, because I do want to be successful. And so if you feel like you're struggling, it's because you care, which is actually a good thing. So stop beating yourself up. And I have realized, and I've found, there's basically like two broad categories of all or nothing women when it comes to this mindset that we have when it comes to living in extremes. And this all or nothing mindset is limiting us. It's limiting us from being happy, from feeling free in our bodies and in our lives, and it's holding us hostage in this cycle of constant self-sabotage. So we use all of our emotional and mental power holding ourselves back and keeping ourselves small, because all we can think about is how we look, or what we've eaten, or how much we weigh, or how we compare to this other woman. And it's like this trap. We're trapping ourselves from actually making a difference and chasing our dreams and being happy and serving the world. It's like, I don't know, I just want to break this cycle. So here's the thing. There's two different types of women. Let me know in the comments if you relate to either of these types, or if you relate to zero of them or both of them. So the first one is the woman I call the queen of the extreme. So this woman, when she goes in, she is all in. And this is not bad. This is actually good, because it means that she is completely loyal to all of her friends. Like, if she is your friend, if she loves you, like, you get all of her all of the time. You can depend on her, but she also gives a little too much power away, a little too much energy away. When she decides to do something, she dives all in and gives it her full attention, whether that is losing weight, eating healthier, pursuing any type of goal. And so you decide to do something really extreme, like, you know, kind of like doing the Whole30, or cutting out sugar, or doing one of these more extreme challenges, because you want to challenge yourself, because you thrive on going all in. P.S. This is kind of me. And so you decide that you're finally going to make the change, you're going to go all in, you're going to go balls to the walls and overhaul everything all at once. So you do. And for the first few days, it feels amazing, and you are high on exhilaration of this new adventure, and you're so motivated, and you feel amazing, and you have everything under control. And then it might be 2 days into it, it might be a week into it, something happens. Maybe you get some bad news, or you get an extra project on your plate at work, or you get sick, or your kids get sick, or you have a holiday, or a trip, or something happens that throws you off your groove. Picture Emperor's New Groove. And you go off the cliff, and you are completely shaken, because you had this groove, you are a control freak, it was beautiful, and now it's gone. And it's like you hit this roadblock and you completely exploded. And you get completely distracted from where you were before. You feel like if you can't be all in, then you are a failure. And then you might as well not even try. If you can't do it 100%, then you might as well not even try. And so you burn your sense of confidence, and your sense of self-trust is completely obliterated. You can't trust yourself because you know that when you try something new, you know you're destined to fail, because as soon as one stumbling block or distraction gets in your way, you're gonna just kick it to the curb and go right back to square one. And so that is the queen of extreme. Raise your hand if you can relate to that. The other type of all or nothing woman, you know, I kind of relate to both of these, but this is the weekend YOLO-er. You only live once. So this is the girl who during the week, or when you're in your routine, you thrive on routine. During the weekday, you have it made. You're like meal prepping, you're waking up early, getting your workout in, saying no to the donuts at the office. Like, you can be on track. And then the weekend hits, and you decide, hey, I did so great all week. I deserve this cookie. I deserve this margarita or these chips. But you can't just stop with one. And you spend the whole weekend just kind of undoing. You can't really undo things that happened in the past because life doesn't move backwards, but you feel like you are undoing all of your hard work. And it's like some alter ego takes possession of your body, and you completely forget why you were motivated in the first place, and you just go on holiday mode and end up either binging or just like eating a bunch of snacks or stuff that makes you feel like crap. And then come Monday morning, you're beating yourself up and you feel like a failure, and it takes you like 3 days to get back on track. Then you're in your groove, and then the weekend happens again, and you're just like in this constant cycle where you never see any forward progress because you're always 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, back and forth and back and forth. And so you feel like you are stuck. Again, you feel frustrated and defeated, and you lose trust in yourself. So let me know in the comments if you relate to any of these types of profiles, because you guys, both of these women were me, but there is hope. There is hope. You can break free. You can take your power back. And you have to, first of all, like I was saying, decide that you are not going to let food or your inner mean girl run your life anymore. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as being aware that this is something that you are no longer going to stand for anymore. And you have to know that what happened in the past does not define your present or future. Your past brought you here, but it doesn't have to define what you do and who you are moving forward. So even if you have let yourself down over and over and over and over again for your entire life, it doesn't mean you're trapped in this pattern, and it doesn't mean you're going to let yourself down again. You don't have to. You can decide to break the pattern with every single moment, because the only thing that matters is the present moment, and you have the power to choose who you want to be. And it's not easy to become a new person, right? Again, this is why we need to give ourselves time to just embrace the hot mess. Like, you know, butterflies, it's like they're a cute little caterpillar, and then it's not like all of a sudden they go poof and they're this beautiful butterfly. It's like, no, they go into this really fugly chrysalis thing, and they just sit there for like weeks, really ugly, before they bloom. Like, same thing. You are transforming. You're transforming. So trust the process. So first, get clear that you want to change and decide that you are not going to struggle anymore. And then you have to get really, really clear on your why, your motivation, your reason why this is important to you. And it has to go deep. It has to be like, who are you going to become? Who is the woman that you want to be? And whose lives will be changed when you are operating at your full potential? You know, who can you help? Who's going to benefit from this beyond yourself? Your motivation to get healthy cannot be superficial, you guys. It can't just be, I want to get healthy so I can look hot this summer in my bikini. Like, yes, that is a side effect, and yes, it's okay to want to get abs and lose weight because you want to look good. Like, that is totally fine, but it cannot be your driving motivation. It's a side effect. It's a perk. It's awesome. But your motivation has to go so much deeper, because your motivation is what's going to get you out of bed on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. so that you can get your workout in and prep your meals for the day before the day gets ahead of you. Like, it's hard. And if you're just trying to look good in a bikini, like, you're gonna sleep in. You're gonna have the margarita, like, you're gonna have the third cookie, because our brains don't work that way. But if you can tap into a more emotional reason why you want to change, it's gonna be so much more motivating to you, and only you can figure out what that reason is for yourself. And then you have to figure out where you want to go. So a lot of times we're just like aimlessly just wandering around, reacting to everything that comes up our way in life. And we say we want to make a change, but we don't know where we're going. And this is why we hold ourselves back. Because if we don't know where we're going, it's scary. Like, the unknown is so scary. So you have to visualize where you want to go. Like, who is the woman you want to be? What would she look like? What would she wear? What decisions would she make in certain situations? And why is this important to you? Why is it important for you to become this woman and this version of yourself? So give yourself a destination. How do you want to feel in your body? How do you want to feel inside your relationship with food and exercise? And so once you have your why and your destination you're moving towards, you have to start rewriting the stories that you're telling yourself inside your head. So this is so key, you guys, so key. So just start to become aware of this inner mean girl, of this inner critic. Like, what are the stories she's telling you? Is she telling you you're ugly? Is she telling you you're fat? Is she telling you you're not good enough? And are those things that you would say to your best friend? Probably not, because they would not be your best friend anymore. So, I don't know. This is really deep and complicated, because it's impossible to completely eliminate our inner critic, but you can turn the volume down on her, and you can start to change the way you think. So instead of just like listening to this like autoplay of negativity in your head, start talking to yourself. Be proactive. Talk to yourself in the way that you want to be treated. So instead of trying to eliminate the negative chatter, just infuse these injections of positive chatter, and the positivity is gonna be way more powerful than the negativity. So things like, instead of saying like, I am fat, you can say like, okay, it doesn't have to be like, I am beautiful, I am radiant, I am thin, when you don't feel, like, don't lie to yourself if you don't believe it, but just be neutral. You know, the first step from being negative to positive is like going into neutral. So just, what's the facts? Like, get out of the, like, quit the drama, cut the drama. What are the facts? Are you really fat? Are you really gross? Those are stories I used to tell myself. If I stepped on the scale and saw a number that my inner mean girl didn't like, I would say, I am fat, I need to lose weight. Or if I ate a piece of cake, or if I went out at night and had a great time with my friends, the next morning I would say, I feel gross. And there's a fine line between I feel gross and believing I am gross. And girl, you are not gross. No, you are beautiful. So tell yourself, okay, I might be a little bloated today, but I know that if I drink a lot of water and eat a lot of veggies, I will feel better in a few days. You know, tell yourself the facts. I am a woman who uses food as fuel to nourish my body because I love myself, or because I want to love myself. I am on a journey to discover my best self because I am worth it. You know, just figure out, use Pinterest. There's amazing stuff on Pinterest, but find some affirmations that resonate with you. We do this every Monday in my accountability groups for Motivation Monday, but just start talking to yourself. Start rewriting the stories that are in your head. And then if your confidence is completely destroyed and completely shot and you don't trust yourself to make decisions anymore, give yourself a quick and easy win. This is the first step to building up self-confidence, is just give yourself a quick win. Like, pick something you can do today, like tonight, that will be super easy. So say something like, I'm going to go for a walk when I get home from work today, and then do it. Something that is super easy to follow through. Or I'm going to pack my lunch for tomorrow before I go to bed. Or, you know, whatever it is, something that's super easy. And then that will boost your confidence, and it'll be a little baby step that'll start building and building and building your confidence. So give yourself a quick win. And then instead of trying to overhaul everything in your life all at once, okay, this is like do as I say, not as I do, because I do try and change everything all at once. Pick one thing to focus on at a time. So whether that is drinking more water, something that you can take action on, drinking more water, going to bed earlier, getting more sleep, or, you know, eating less sugar, and build on that. And remember, you don't have to cut out sugar, and you don't have to go from like 4 hours of sleep to 10 hours of sleep. Maybe just say, instead of 3 glasses of wine tonight, I am going to have 2 glasses of wine. You know, look at where your behaviors are, look at where you want to be, and then figure out what is the very first baby step I can take to move in the right direction. It's not going to be overnight, but change doesn't happen overnight. And so that is why it is so important to have epic self-compassion and patience with yourself. And when you focus on the process and the actions you can take to build up your confidence, then your struggle will go poof, because you know that you are being proactive, and it won't even matter if you're not at your goal yet, because you will know deep down that you're moving in the right direction and you're showing up for yourself. And that's how to build your confidence. So I just wrote a blog post about all of this stuff, of this topic. If you're just like, preach it, girl, then head over to my new wellness blog, which is teaminspirejoy.com/blog to read my latest post on getting over the all or nothing. And if you go to the blog, there's also a link at the bottom of the post, I think. Yes, there's a link for you to book a complimentary consult with me if you want to work on your relationship with food, your body, self-care, health and fitness goals. I want to chat with you or shoot me a message. I would love to hear where you're at and help you set an action plan moving forward, because this is not, you're not alone. You're not alone. I've got you, girl. And pretty much every woman I've ever met has struggled with her self-confidence at some point. Like, we all have struggles, we all have issues, but they don't have to define us. So let me know if this resonated with you. Check out the blog and have an amazing night. It is so gorgeous out. I'm gonna get outside.